What's good, everybody? It's Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a movie collection showcase. So I'm going to show you guys every single movie I own, and that's movies on DVD, which I know is like ancient now, but I've always loved watching movies on DVD, especially like because I grew up without having streaming services as much, when I was a kid. But I like to still just kind of collect some of my favorite movies on DVD. So if something I really like comes out, I'll just buy it on DVD anyways, even though I don't usually use it as long as it is on a streaming service I have. But it is nice to have, like here in Florida, we have hurricanes and stuff and we'll lose internet and I can just watch movies that way. So there's always that too. But yeah, we have all these movies to go through, so let's go ahead and get started. Also, I want to put this in here before I jump into the movies, but I will probably be live streaming again this Friday at 6 p.m. and it is most likely going to be a stream playthrough of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. If you haven't seen part 1 of that, I made a video of it, and if you want to watch that, you can go ahead and click right here to watch that. But yeah, we're going to be streaming Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, so please show up. Our last live stream was fun. We played Rocket League and just kind of chatted and stuff, but this one's going to be a horror game, so if you guys want to watch and maybe even help me because I'm not very good at the puzzles in that game, that would be cool. So definitely stop by and say hi. Alright, so as you guys can see, I kind of am just going to go by stacks here because this thing has like little, almost like dividers to put them in. So I took out the first stack, and we're going to go over that one first here. So first up, we've got the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I think it's amazing. If you really like Joker, I think that you will like this movie. I'm a huge Joker fan and I loved this movie, especially if you like Heath Ledger Joker from the original Dark Knight. I think you will 100% love this movie. It can be a controversial one, but I think this one was a 10 out of 10 movie for sure. And then next up, staying on theme with Joker and stuff, we've got Batman vs. Superman. This one was also pretty controversial. A lot of people didn't like this movie. I thought this movie was amazing. I think that this Superman actor was the best Superman actor I've ever seen, in my opinion. Ben Affleck as Batman was okay. I don't think he was the best Batman, but he was okay. But I think this movie is pretty overhated and underrated, so I love this movie too. Next up, we've got, of course, The Dark Knight Rises, which, as you can see here, we've got the Dark Knight trilogy, actually. Obviously, one of the greatest series of all time is this trilogy. Batman Begins, the first one, then The Dark Knight, then The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight is obviously the most popular one, and I think I like this one the best as well. But they're all three really, really good movies. This is probably the best renditions of Batman ever made. Besides the Batman movie. I think that movie was really good too. But yeah, kind of grouping these all together, these are classic. Next up, we've got one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's Man of Steel. This is my favorite Superman movie by a long shot. I don't even usually like Superman that much, to be honest. I think this guy was the best actor, like I said earlier. The new Superman movie was cool, like it was more comic book accurate in a way sometimes, but I don't know, this one is just so good. The soundtrack's amazing, of course, because it's Hans Zimmer. Same with The Dark Knight, it's Hans Zimmer, but yeah, just overall a masterpiece. And then next up, we've got Batman the Killing Joke. This is an animated movie, and this is primarily about Joker. It's pretty dark and twisted, like the story. There's some really dark stories with the Joker in it, like comics and animated movies that they haven't made into live action movies, so most people don't know about them. But once again, Joker's probably one of my favorite characters in all of any Marvel or DC, so this is an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should see it. Next up, we've got the Joker again, because I saw the Steelbook come out for this, and once again, I loved this movie, so I just had to get the Steelbook. I love Steelbooks like this. I honestly wish I had more for video games and movies. You can see the inside here as well. Just really cool. I absolutely love when they do this for movies. Next up, we've got the original 4 Batman movies. These are very cheesy and very old, but they are the originals, so it's great to have these, in my opinion, especially if you are a Batman fan like I am. My friend bought me this a long time ago. I don't even know if we watched through all of them, I think we did, but I can't remember. I definitely remember the Mr. Freeze one and the Poison Ivy one, so maybe I haven't seen the other two, but I'm not sure, but definitely classics. Next up, we've got Aquaman. This is obviously the new live action that came out, I don't even know, 5 or 6 years ago now. It had Black Manta in it as one of the villains, and I think there was someone else. I haven't seen this movie pretty much since it came out. I think I watched it on here once right after it came out. This isn't my favorite DC movie, but I think it's one of the better ones they've made for sure. DC is very hit or miss with live actions in my opinion, so I think it could have been better, but graphically it looked really good. And then staying on theme again, we've got Wonder Woman here. So this is another one that feels like Aquaman to me, where I feel like it was pretty decent. Graphically, it was very nice, but I feel like it could have been a little bit better. It's still a really good movie. It's way better than the second one, too, that's for sure. So I feel like my favorite rendition of Wonder Woman, though, is honestly seeing her in Batman vs. Superman. I think that was the coolest she's been in any of these movies. Alright, so we're moving on to our next stack now, so let me get that real quick. Okay, so I kind of have these stacks organized by like type of movie, I think, if I remember right, because I think this is going to be a lot of war movies now. So first up, we've got The Hurt Locker. This is a really good movie. If you like war movies can be pretty sad and like hard to watch sometimes, but it's a very good movie about a guy who's like a bomb diffuser in, I believe, the Middle East during like the Operation Desert Storm era of wars. So this one's really good. I've seen it once, I think, or twice maybe. But yeah, very solid war movie. Next up, we've got Hacksaw Ridge. I bought this forever ago, and I literally still have never watched it. So I don't even know how good it is. I just know it's like an award winner, and I saw it for like $5 at the $5 movie section in Target once and bought it. I just haven't watched it yet, but I definitely need to watch it because I do like war movies. So next up, we've got 1917. This movie, I haven't even opened it yet, but I did see this in theaters, and I thought it was amazing. It's a war movie that's filmed in one long shot. So, like, the entire thing has no cuts. It's just a big, like, going along with these guys through the war, like, their journey through the war, which is crazy. It is sad, it's a war movie, and it's very good. Very cinematic as well. So, definitely recommend this one. Next, we've got Lone Survivor, which I also might not have watched this one yet either. Yeah, I can't remember actually if I've seen this or not, but I think it sounds pretty interesting, so I definitely need to watch it either way. Next up, we've got American Sniper. This movie is very sad. It's a very, very good war movie. And once again, I haven't seen a lot of these war movies I have here in a long time, so I don't remember a whole lot. But I do remember it's just about this guy who's a sniper for the military, and I think he goes back into the war when he didn't have to and stuff like that, just because he wants to help, and his wife was upset about it, and then he comes back with PTSD. This is kind of spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, don't listen here, but I think basically what ends up happening is when he comes back, he ends up being like a therapist for people with PTSD, and like gets shot by some guy who also had PTSD because he was freaking out or whatever. So it is sad way to end, and it's based on a true story, but it's a very good movie though. Once again, you have to like war movies to watch stuff like this. It's sad and stuff like that, but it's always a really good and powerful story, at least in my opinion. Next up, we've got Forward Unto Dawn. This is a very different topic here, but this was the first Halo movie. Actually, I think it's still the only Halo movie. They have Halo, like the TV shows and stuff, but it's only like an hour and a half or so. It's like a really short movie that came out right after Halo 4 came out, or maybe right before. This is an amazing movie. Like, I don't care what anyone says. It's so like, no, not even many people even know this exists anymore. And people didn't even really watch it that much when it came out either, to be honest. But it was the first ever time that we saw like live action footage of Halo stuff, you know, like the enemies and Master Chief and all that. So it was just super cool. I highly recommend watching this. It's a very good movie. Next, we've got The Book of Eli. This is a cool movie as well because this is like a post-apocalyptic, or like it's a nuclear fallout movie basically. So it's post-nuclear fallout in the U.S. This guy just is like going through his journey of surviving in a post-nuclear fallout world. So it's, if you've ever played the Fallout games, you know, it's kind of like that idea. Next, we've got this Star Trek movie. I got this forever ago, like as a kid, like from some kind of gift exchange or something. I have not once watched this. I'm not kidding. I don't really think I'm a big Star Trek fan. Like, I've seen some clips of like episodes and things like that when I was younger. Just never really got into it, so I've never had a huge desire to watch this, but it is it's Star Trek, it's a big series, so I always keep it, because it's like having Star Wars or whatever, you don't want to get rid of it. Alright, here we've got another animated DC movie. This is Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox. It's definitely one of the greatest animated movies of all time from DC, for sure. It's a Justice League movie, so you've got all the Justice League in it. It's like the Avengers of DC. This is an amazing animated movie. If you like animated movies, this is one of probably the ones I would most highly suggest that you watch. This one for sure. Next up, we've got Batman Beyond, animated movie. This one is also extremely good. I don't remember this one as clearly as the other animated movies I've showed you guys, but it is really good. I don't buy animated movies often. I only buy them if there's something I really, really liked. So I would still recommend this one as well. And then finally, we have Batman the Animated Series. This is just a classic. I don't know if any of you used to watch this series as a kid, but it's a classic series. This is like something they used to play on TV, basically. This is like actually a TV show, not just like these other animated movies I've showed you guys. So if you haven't seen this series, you might not like it now if it's not nostalgic to you, but it is good, so I would give it a try if you're interested in Batman. Alright, I've got a lot more movies than I realized, so we're up to that stack. Probably gonna move a little faster here. We've got the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob. Classic. I recently found out you can watch SpongeBob on SpongeBob's official YouTube for free, so I don't even use it as much anymore, but this is like a relic, honestly. Like, some of the greatest SpongeBob episodes to ever exist were the first 100 episodes, so. Then next up, we've got the Lego Batman movie. All the Lego movies are amazing, except I think there was an Ninjago movie. I didn't see that one, but the Lego Batman movie is probably the best of the Lego movies in my opinion. It's Batman. He's hilarious in it, so definitely a great movie. Then of course we've got the Lego Movie Part 2 and the Lego Movie. Part 2 wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still really funny. The first one, just a hilarious movie. Next up, we've got John Wick 3. I don't remember if I have the first two, and I don't even know if I watched this yet still. But the first two John Wicks I definitely remember watching, and they were great. And then I think this came out, and I wasn't able to see it in theaters, so I think my friend bought me it, so I could watch it. But I don't know if I did. But John Wick is great. You should watch it for sure. Next up, we've got the Sherlock Holmes movies. A lot of you may not know that before Iron Man was Iron Man, or before Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man, he was Sherlock Holmes. So we've got Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2 here. Classic movies, really good movies, like mystery movies and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend these. Then of course, one of the greatest movies to ever grace this earth, Interstellar. If you like space movies, this is the best space movie there is in existence. There really is not a better one than this, except maybe like The Martian is close. I think The Martian is really good, but this movie is just fantastic. You've probably heard about it, Hopefully they make some kind of space movie like this again in the future, because space movies don't come out often enough. I love space, so I wish they came out more. But yeah, this is a classic. Anyone in their life needs to see this movie. So, all right, then we've got complete polar opposite, Spaceballs. It's literally a Star Wars spin-off official movie. It's an old one. It's a classic. It's super goofy humor, but I watched this with one of my friends in middle school growing up, and I thought it was funny, and I don't know, it's holds memories, and I love it, so I have it on film because it's honestly not even on streaming services very often. So, and then staying on track with that, we've got Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's the same type of idea. It's just a stupid, goofy movie that has no real plot to it except just to be dumb and funny. So I would definitely recommend this one as well. I mean, I would recommend any movie I have. I don't need to keep saying that. But all right, next up we're moving into horror movies. This movie is so good. This is Underwater. It's a great horror movie that came out probably in I don't even know, 2018 or something like that, somewhere around there. I saw it in the theaters with my friend. We thought It was so good. We weren't even expecting it to be something crazy because it was just some like lower budget horror movie that, not didn't get great ratings by Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. But we loved it, and to me, I think I liked it the most because it felt almost like a space movie in a way, just because it's like deep underwater and stuff. Super cool. If you haven't seen this, which a lot of people probably haven't, you've got to see it. I show it to every single person I meet in my life, pretty much. So, yeah, definitely got to see that. Then we got Halloween 2. Halloween is just probably my favorite classic horror movie series. So, you've got like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Halloween. I think Halloween's my favorite. Michael Myers is just super cool. Just always enjoy watching Halloween movies, no matter what they are, even the new ones. I love those too. Oh yeah, so next up we have this. I actually got this after I got the Book of Eli, which I showed you guys earlier, because I Am Legend was in it, and this was $5 for a double, and there was not a single just I Am Legend at Target when I saw this, so I was like, you know what, might as well get it. $5 even just for one movie, it would be great. So I got this. I Am Legend is great. I've seen it once or twice, and it's with Will Smith, so yeah, it's a classic. Next up, we've got Crawls. So this is a funny horror movie that came out several years ago about, it's like gators are the killers, and so it takes place in Florida, I believe. And I'm from Florida, so I just thought this was so funny. Like, this is probably what most people honestly think, is that gators are out to kill you. But yeah, it's just it's not even like actually technically a good movie, but it's funny. If you live in Florida, it's a funny movie to watch. Next up, we've got the Alien Quadrilogy. So I've only seen Alien 1 and Alien 2, or Alien and Aliens, I guess they're called. I haven't seen the third and fourth yet, even though I have them, but a lot of people told me they suck. I don't know if that's true or not, but I haven't seen them. So I also haven't seen any of the newer Alien movies at all, but Alien's a classic horror series, so I had to have the first two in here at least. Next up, we've got A Quiet Place, one of the greatest horror movies to come out in a while because it really changed how horror movies are done. The whole movie is like dead silent, mostly. It's all about having to be quiet because there's monsters that came here from a meteor to Earth that can hear like for miles. But as long as you're quiet, they won't find you. So it's very interesting, very suspenseful because it's quiet for so much, which, silence is like what leads up to suspense and like a jump scare. So it's definitely a cool and interesting movie to watch. And then next up, we've got the original of the modern Halloween trilogy. This trilogy was just as good as the originals, I think. A lot of people hate on the new ones because it's like, oh, you're just doing the same thing, but that's kind of the whole point of these classic ones where they just have this character like Michael Myers. Is just keep having him kill, and it's just interesting, and it's just always a fun watch. Next is another classic, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't remember if this is the original or the remake one, but okay, I think it is the original from the 80s. It's a classic, I love every single classic horror movie. If you haven't seen them, you definitely need to see them. And then next we've got Friday the 13th. I think this is the original 4 movies. For those of you who don't know, the first movie, Jason is not the killer actually. Jason's the guy in the ski mask if you don't know. But it's his mom. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, definitely should watch it. It's very interesting. A lot of people don't know that. And then finally, we've got the original first ever Halloween movie. This is the greatest of all of the Halloween movies, for sure. It holds up today, too, because there's not, like, CGI or weird stuff. It's not very cheesy. It's just really good. I like watching this every single year on Halloween. Alright, next up, we've got some marching band-related stuff from when I was in high school. So I don't know if you guys know what MPA is, but I'm pretty sure stands for Music Performance Analysis, something like that. But basically, I think this was my junior year of high school. We went to States MPA, so we were good enough to make States, which was at the University of Florida. And this is our recordings, our audio recordings of our pieces from then. Just special memorabilia, basically, for me. So there's that. Then we've got also my FFCC 2017 Championships disc here. This is like a video and everything from when I did indoor percussion for 1 year. So I played trumpet in high school in marching band, and we were very competitive. but I decided to try indoor percussion for 1 year. It was the second year we even had an indoor percussion group, which is why they kind of were letting Winds try out for it, is because they needed people. But it was so much fun. Ended up being one of the most fun things I ever did in my life. Met two of my longest going friends from it. So yeah, we weren't even that good, honestly. We placed like 14th, but it was just a really fun time and a good change from marching band, where all I cared about as much was like getting a high placement, and like we were working like so hard, which that was fun too. Don't get me wrong, I thought that was so much fun, and I still had fun with friends in marching band, but this felt a lot more relaxed, and it was kind of like a good little mix up from that. So then next up we've got, I don't know why I have two copies still to this day, I'm not sure, but it's from my junior year of high school marching band uh, championships. Basically, we made it to finals, and the only way you get one of these discs for FMBC, which is the Florida Marching Band Championships, is by making it to finals, which means being top 5 in your size class. So there's 1A through 5A. 1A being the smallest, 5A being the biggest, and that goes by members. We were in class 4A, and we were top 5 in the state, so we went to finals, and we placed 4th in the state this year. So this has our run on there, as well as every other run from finals that year. But yeah, just super cool. And then this one is from my sophomore year of high school, because we also made finals this year. This was actually the first year our school ever made finals. And we placed 2nd this year in 3A. So this was definitely a super, super fun season, super cool. This kind of like, these discs are probably so like niche. Like most of you probably won't know what this kind of stuff is unless you're from Florida and did marching band competitively. You're not gonna know. But you know, your states might, if you're not from Florida, your states might have like their own FMBC. They probably do. And if you did marching band, you might know that. So that's what this is. It's Florida's version of that, basically. So next up, we're staying on the marching band theme here, but this is DCI, which, if you don't know what DCI is, it's Drum Corps International. It's professional marching band. So it's something you have to try out for, and you actually have to pay to be in the groups because they don't make enough money to pay you like athletes, but it's super cool. This is from 2011, which was the year the cadets won, which is one of the group's names. It's hard to explain this to people who don't really know it, but I'm just showing you guys and letting you know it's very cool. If it's something you want to check out, you can go on YouTube and look up DCI shows and stuff. And I would do that if you're interested. It's very, very cool and unique sport to watch. Here we've got the 2008 DCI disc, and this was the year that Phantom Regiment won, which is my favorite DCI corps. They won with their show Spartacus, and it's the only time they've ever won. So this one is definitely special to me. And then here we've got an old one. The old ones had this big case like this because they had more discs. They couldn't fit everything on one disc, but this is the 2006 DCI Championships. This, I believe, was when Cavaliers won, yeah, with Machine, another legendary show. The Cavaliers are always known for like holding each other upside down while they play their drums, or doing like crazy stuff like that you're not used to seeing. So if you guys don't know much about DCI, go check it out. It's pretty interesting. Or just marching band in general, I would definitely go check it out. Alright, last up here we've got the complete series of Avatar: The Last Airbender, one of the greatest shows ever. I grew up watching this stuff. Obviously you can watch this, I think, on Netflix now and stuff, but this was before we had that, so just really cool to have this, even just as a collector item, honestly. Alright, next stack we've got here is superhero movies. I think these are going to be Marvel mostly, but first we've got Deadpool 1 and 2, both amazing and hilarious movies. Definitely very explicit, but they're hilarious. And the third one with Wolverine coming back into it is also just as funny, honestly, as these two as well. So I just don't have that one, but all the Deadpool movies are super funny. I highly recommend them. So next up, we're going to have a ton of Marvel movies. Not all of them are necessarily my favorite, but I bought a lot of these back when I was showing the whole MCU at the time to my youngest sister, who hadn't seen any of them. And back then, there was no Disney Plus, I believe, so it was kind of hard to find a lot of them, so I would buy a lot of them so we could watch them. So yeah, the first Captain America, not really my favorite movie, honestly. I like the second one a ton, but the first one's just kind of to me. but it is part of the best era of Marvel, which was the earlier era, in my opinion. Then we've got Avengers Endgame here. I definitely think that the first half of the movie was kind of a waste of time and potential to be super cool. However, the final fight scene was pretty dope. But I think Avengers Infinity War is the best Avengers. I think that it's a lot better than this one, honestly. Speaking of which, we've got Avengers Infinity War. This is the best Avengers movie, for sure, in my opinion. It's just because there's actually, like, death, which to me just adds a lot more emotion to a movie and makes you actually care about people and stuff like that and relate to them and feel with them more. So that's why I like this movie more, and I wish more movies did stuff like that nowadays to get you attached more. Here we've got Avengers Age of Ultron. I think this was the worst Avengers movie. Ultron was super underpowered for who Ultron is. And yeah, honestly, I just remember the first time I watched this, I thought it was terrible. Second, third, fourth times I've watched this, I've never thought it was that good. So, I mean, also, it introduces Vision. Vision is probably one of my least favorite characters in all of Marvel, in the MCU. He's probably a lot cooler in the comics, but I just don't like him in the MCU, really. And I also think that Wanda sucks in this movie. Wanda's way more powerful than they make her seem in this movie, and they do that like later on, like in some of the most recent movies she's in and stuff, but she was so underpowered in here and just lame, and she's supposed to be like way cooler than that. So overall this movie's not that good to me. Now we've got the first Avengers. This is a classic. This is the first time we saw these guys in one live action movie, so this movie was super sick. I remember seeing this when it came out in theaters as a kid, and I was like, oh my god, this is like one of the coolest movies ever. So I don't have any major complaints about this movie. I think this one was really good. Next we've got Ant-Man. Oh man, I feel like the whole Ant-Man character and series and everything MCU related to Ant-Man is just super underwhelming. Surprisingly, I think Quantumania, the third Ant-Man movie, was like by far the best thing that they've done with Ant-Man, which is surprising. Usually the newer stuff I don't like as much, but yeah, he's okay. I'm just not a big fan of it, but it's not bad. Next, we've got the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1. This is a classic. If you haven't seen this, you definitely need to see it. Spider-Man is probably the first superhero I got into as a kid. I watched like the Incredible Spider-Man shows and stuff like that. Definitely a good movie. Then we've got X-Men First Class. The old X-Men movies that Fox made are amazing. First Class is a great movie. I would highly recommend seeing this one too. Next up, we've got Logan, which was where they retired Wolverine, basically. Like, this was his last movie. It's a really sad movie. It's a really good movie. Yeah, I feel like I keep saying, yeah, you should watch this. I recommend this. Which, if I own it, I mean, obviously I'm going to tell you that. But, yeah, this is a good movie. Next, we've got Venom. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about this. I don't even really know why I bought this, honestly. But it was okay. I don't have too much to say. Even the second one was just okay. Nothing crazy. Next and final stack, actually, I've got a couple more movies after this, but this is the final big stack. We've got the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. You may not like this movie if you're not a Five Nights at Freddy's like fan or have played the games like I have. But if you're a fan like me, like a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, you're gonna love this movie. It's amazing. They stay so true to the games. The second one is also amazing. I just don't have it yet. I want to own that too. But yeah, this is just a classic. It's so good. Then we've got X-Men Dark Phoenix. This is definitely one of the best X-Men movies ever made. I think it's between this one and actually this one right here. Days of Future Past and Dark Phoenix are amazing. I think Days of Future Past might be my favorite just because I love like dystopian future stuff. But both of these movies are definitely the best X-Men movies in my opinion. They are so good. You have to watch both of them. Alright, back to some Marvel movies. We got the first Thor, probably the best Thor, actually for sure the best Thor. The second and third and fourth Thors are all very mid, in my opinion. I think the next best to this one is probably the third one, Ragnarok, but that's not saying much. I don't think that the third one's actually that great. But the first Thor is a classic. Definitely like this movie. Then we've got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Who doesn't like this movie, honestly? I don't think I've ever met someone who doesn't like this movie. The second one's just as amazing. I just don't have it. But literally one of the greatest animated movies of all time. Next is Iron Man 3. Um, this is probably the worst of the three Iron Man movies, but it's not bad. It's definitely a lot better than most modern Marvel movies, but definitely the worst of the trilogy. But like I said before, I had to buy a lot of these so that my sister could watch them, so I think that's why I have this one. And then, of course, we've got Iron Man 2 and 1. Amazing movies. Iron Man 1 is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. And it's like the first movie of the MCU series, so definitely recommend watching all the Iron Man movies, but especially the first one. Then we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like this is where Marvel started to take a turn for the worse a little bit. I think this movie is really good, but I think they thought that after everyone thought this movie was funny, that they should just make everyone in the entire MCU have this humor, which I'm not a fan of that. If you're a fan of that, that's fine. It's just not my style. I like the more serious style. So, but it's still a pretty good movie. Here we've got Doctor Strange. I remember when he came out, he was so refreshing, because it was during this period where they were getting funnier and all that. But Doctor Strange was a huge refresher because he was a very serious, or mostly serious, and like super dope new character they added. So definitely recommend this one. Alright guys, I bought this literally just because we couldn't watch it any other way. I don't like this movie at all. I don't think Captain Marvel is a good movie. I don't think the actress is a good actress, which is that's probably the main problem. I don't know. She's just not convincing, man. I don't think that they wrote her very well either for this movie. I think it's a culmination of so many different things. But overall, I just don't like this movie. If you like it, that's fine. You know, no hate towards you, but just probably one of the worst Marvel movies ever made, in my opinion. Then we've got Captain America Civil War. This is a great movie. Team Iron Man, guys, if you're not on Team Iron Man, I don't know what you're doing. Just because, like, come on, man. His best friend, Iron Man's best friend, Captain America, knows that his own buddy killed Tony Stark's parents, but doesn't ever tell Tony Stark. And then when Tony Stark finds out and is mad at him, he still defends his friend. So it's just like, I don't know. I gotta be on Tony Stark's side. Plus, he was 1v2ing them for a while at the final fight scene. So, you know, let's go Iron Man. Last movie here we've got is Winter Soldier. This is probably a top 3, maybe top 5 for sure, maybe even top 3 Marvel movie ever made. If you haven't seen this movie and you're a Marvel fan, are you really a Marvel fan? Because let's be honest, most people can agree this movie is amazing. So if you haven't seen it, 100% you need to watch this movie. Alright, we're on the final 2 movies. I rebought this because I had it as a kid, but I think I got rid of it at some point for some reason. But this is apparently, and I didn't even realize this at the time when I was a kid, but this is the first full-length Hot Wheels movie they ever made. And I remember I watched this so many times as a kid. So many times. I mean, this was like my favorite movie for so long. If you watch this now and you haven't seen it as a kid, you might not like it because there's no nostalgia factor. But for me, I had to have this because it's just a classic for me. And then next up, we've got the first 2 Dune movies. I think currently in my life, these are probably my favorite movies I've ever seen. It's just so unique. It's such a cool universe. Timothée Chalamet does such a good job in these movies of playing Paul Atreides. And the 3rd one comes out in December this year, which I'm so excited for. But basically, if you want like a synopsis of the first 2 movies without giving away too much, the way that the solar system or universe, whatever it is, works in this universe is there's houses, kind of like Game of Thrones, and each house has their own planet, basically, that they kind of hold domain over. And then there's like the emperor and his royal army and stuff that oversees all the houses to make sure they do what he wants. And basically they all listen to him because if you don't, he's going to go after you. One of the houses, House Harkonnen, has held control of Arrakis, which is this desert planet that is like Dune is themed around, for thousands of years. And randomly, the Emperor tells the Harkonnens to all leave because he wants to give Arrakis to House Atreides, which is Paul's house, or Timothée Chalamet. So they go over there and take control of it. And then the Emperor kind of betrays them and it becomes a whole crazy thing. And then Paul gets stranded in the desert and basically runs into the natives that have been pushed off of the planet by House Harkonnen over thousands of years, and they teach him how to survive in the desert and stuff. And where it kind of leaves off for where the third movie picks up is he's trying to take the planet back for the natives. So he's starting like a big war to try and take it back. So it's a really cool concept, honestly, and a really cool universe. I would highly, highly recommend watching these, and definitely watch them before December so you can go see the third movie in theaters. Alright, but that's all of my movies in my whole collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed that showcase. And let me know if you guys also enjoy any of these movies, because I would be interested to know if you kind of have similar opinions to me on these, or maybe you guys have complete opposite opinions, which I would love to hear that too. But I'm definitely more of a movie person than a TV show person usually. So that's why I have all these movies. I'm just really into movies. I like knowing the whole story, or at least the majority of the story, without having to watch, an episode every week or whatever for a long time. But drop a comment below, what was your favorite movies that I showed in this video, and what are your favorite movies to collect if you also collect any DVDs. But that's going to be it for this video. Please remember to like and comment if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new, subscribe. We're at 277 subscribers right now at the time of recording this, so we're really close to 300. We're on the road to 300, so it would mean a lot if you subscribe and support my channel. But that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.